Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Make Contain Action podcast. I am not Paul. I am Trevor. Paul is sick, so I am introducing the show today. He is here, though. Hello, Paul.
Hi. No, it's not that bad. I'm fine. Hi. I am sick.
He's got the sniffles. He's got young children who are probably always sick too. So
just
it's
covered in germs. Yep.
just,
Oh yeah.
tough. It's tough out here. PM is also here. PM, hello, welcome in.
What's going on? About to go on vacation, so I can't wait to talk about this.
Tell the people where you're going.
I'm not going to tell them where I'm going.
Tell them exactly the hotel and the room you're staying in. He's going somewhere fun.
I'm going somewhere tropical, and it's somewhere
vacation.
that we used to go every year as kids. And we're now doing it for the first time in like 20 years, and it's gonna be like 35 people. So
dang.
Gonna be a lot of fun. But
Have
I hate
fun
flying,
in Bahama,
so
Trinidad, to do whatever you go.
Yeah, once I get over flying, everything's good.
Get over flying.
Yeah,
he's got to
like
fly
once I'm
chat.
done with the flight, I'm good.
He's
But everything
fight.
leading up to it, like, don't talk to me.
I just called our listeners chat. Sorry.
Chat.
Are you gonna what do you take? Like Bonine? Or what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to cope?
What?
Bonine?
Xanax?
Xanax? No. Benzos, which I guess is a form of Xanax, but clonazepam is one.
Colostopam?
Clonazepam.
What?
Clonosaurus Rex.
No, that makes sense.
There you go. Yeah.
Damn. Really? Not a big flyer.
Klonopin is also a pill.
Yeah.
That's for narcolepsy.
They're all benzodiazepines. They're all essentially just relaxation medication. Xanax is the most popular version of it.
Oh, okay. You're gonna be
that's
fine.
what people know and buy. No, once I'm in the air, I'm good. It's everything leading up to it, and then turbulence I am not good with either. But the whole process of like getting there 2 hours early and security and just wait, we live about 40 minutes from the airport. So you gotta leave early, yeah. So it's not gonna be fun. But once that's done and once I'm good and comfortable, I don't care. So
the old P-Town airport's not the most smooth either.
No, it's not
to get to and stuff. So
damn,
I've
flown
out of there quite a few times. So
dude, have fun on your vacation though. Here's hoping it's not a Boeing. You know what I mean?
It definitely is. So thank you.
I mean, they're all Boeings. The big ones are Boeings.
It's definitely a 737 MAX. So thank you. This is the last podcast I will be doing. I just want to say it's been really fun doing this with you guys. I'm just kidding.
It's been a pleasure.
Related but unrelated. Wasn't there there's 2 Boeing employees they're supposed to testify and they both died?
Yes.
You see that?
2?
Mm-hmm.
I thought just one.
No, one committed suicide and one died of some MRSA, crazy staph infection.
Okay. Well, one you could be like, okay, that's a little bit, maybe coincidental. 2? No.
Within 2 months of each other?
Nope.
Right before they're both supposed to go? Come on.
What is happening? Did Jeffrey Epstein own Boeing?
This is a lovely conversation before I go flying. Anyway, I really appreciate it.
You're not whistleblowing on Boeing. You're actually safer than they are. Evidently.
That's true.
Holy shit. Just don't whistleblow for Boeing.
Well, Paul and I flew recently.
I had 2 small jets. I'm good.
To Memphis, Tennessee. Paul, I didn't get to tell you actually coming home how big of a nightmare that was.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I got to the airport there. Your first flight's delayed by 2 hours, so you're going to miss your second one. So we rebooked you. I'm like, cool. I'm like, where am I flying to? They're like, you're going to Philadelphia. I'm like, that's the wrong direction.
What?
So I flew to Philadelphia barely. Oh, no. And then I get to Philly. This is hilarious. I get to Philly. I have my ticket from the original. So I have just paper tickets, whatever. They're just printed out. I was like, oh, well, I have these. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. It says the gate, but I don't trust that. It changes all the time. I go check. We get there. They're monitors. There's one flight to Seattle from Philly. So I'm like, okay. That's a different gate, but it's okay. It also is it's with Alaska. I'm like, well, yeah, American and Alaska do stuff together all the time. So that makes sense. They might have booked me on a different flight, whatever. So I get there. I go to get on the flight.
Yeah.
They're like, this is the wrong flight. This is the wrong gate. I'm like, what do you mean?
What?
And she's like, yeah, that's the other Seattle flight. I'm like, there's only one up on the monitor. She's like, oh yeah, that happens sometimes. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
She's like, it's still at that gate. So I was at like D6. It was in B16, which is the last one in B.
No.
So that flight leaves 10 minutes earlier than the one I'm at right now.
Oh no.
So I'm full like Malcolm in the Middle dad power walking, like, you know, in my suit.
Just, you didn't even run. You power walked.
I power walk. Oh, I have time. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, we have 45 minutes till the flight leaves, but like,
yeah,
you know, I was the last person that got on that.
Yeah.
I got a question never been there
about that.
Yeah.
Are you the kind of person that gets on it immediately?
Yeah.
If you have assigned seating?
Yeah. Why not?
No,
I'm not.
No.
That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't like getting on immediately. Usually.
Why would you sit there for 45 minutes with like going nowhere in the worst seat possible in an absolutely cramped metal tube when you can sit outside of it with freedom air? Like I don't
freedom air.
Like I don't get it. Like I don't get people who are like, we need to be the first seated even though everything's assigned seated. Like, no, I can literally go the last 30 seconds before they close it and I will be just fine. Like,
I'm about to sound like a massive douche and I don't care. I am pretty much first class every flight. So
Yeah.
No, I get that, but even then it's like, why would you want to sit
that
there as opposed to like
alcohol,
a restaurant somewhere?
Either alcohol. I just want to be there. Like, I just want to be done with the whole thinking about going anywhere, doing anything.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I sit down, I get my book or get my laptop out. I just start doing what I'm going to do for the rest of the flight. Mm-hmm. And I actually like flights because I can just sit and no one can bother me.
Yes.
See,
yep.
I sit emails, and then my own mind bothers me. That's the problem.
Your mind bothers you.
Yeah. Just being on you don't like being on the plane even when it's on the ground. I got it.
Just stop thinking about it, dude.
Just
definitely.
Just get
tell someone with OCD to just stop thinking about it.
Just don't think about it. I don't really know.
Don't think, forehead. You're cured. Done.
Yeah, there you go. So I made that one.
You made the flight.
I made the flight, and then so this whole day was just was thing after thing where nothing was like breaking my day, nothing ruined my day, but everything was. It was like stepping on Legos over and over again. Like just like come on. So I get on the flight and I'm pumped. I got editing to do. I got all my stuff out or whatever, and I have the only outlet in all of first class that doesn't work. So nothing charges. I'm like, I have a 6-hour flight. I was gonna pick up a brand new water, like I usually get like a 32 ounce because I get dehydrated. I just need a big. I'm not gonna ask for glass every 10 minutes for the whole flight.
No, you're a big.
So, and I forgot. So I'm like, cool. I didn't have time. Because I was running or power walking. So I'm like, I just felt out of sort. Like, I don't have anything. Like, this is not going well.
Yes.
And I ordered 2 meals. So on our layover, and then when we got to the airport in Memphis, I ordered food twice, and both meals were like half right.
Oh, half right.
Like just like the people working at these places, and honestly, I don't expect to get like 5-star service from people that work at a fast food restaurant in an airport. I get it, but like there was a kid in in Philly that did not. He like just kept looking at me and like walked up the register and didn't make a sound.
He didn't make a sound.
Like he just looked at me like droopy eyes, just like tired, and just like he didn't even say, "What do you want?" He didn't say anything.
Yeah, just looked at you, and then you had to go.
And then I ordered, and he heard 2 of the 5 things I said.
Mm-hmm.
He ordered it, and then when I got it, or like he was supposed to call my name, and he just like saw me and just like waved at me. So I'm like, "Did you lose your voice? Are you mute?" But this kid was just like, I've never seen anyone.
I work in an airport. Yeah,
in my life. Besides the guy in TSA that I saw before that, who was like. I was like, dude, this guy is on purpose doing this. He was changing from the seat to look through the metal detector to the bin person, and I've never seen anyone like throw their head back and like lean. He was one of those lean back guys that was walking super. I was like, is this guy? We're all like waiting, like he needs to push the bags through, and we're not supposed to push him. And he was like checking everything, like just touching the wall and like looking up over there and like.
My favorite is when they like break their mean person character when they talk to each other. Like when another TSA agent comes over and it's like, hey, Billy, what's going on, man? Yeah. Get your clothes off. Get your shoes on the belt. Like they just yell at you, but then they're like, yeah, I'm coming to poker tonight. That sounds fun. And
I mean, I've seen enough movies about TSA agents that it's
Portland is not like that. I don't know. Like when I went to New York, it was definitely, because we went to New York to Italy. It was like, I mean, he was like, shoes over here, this over here, follow the rule. That he was yelling. I'm like, bro, there's 6 people here. I'm like, you don't need to be loud. He just wanted to do it. But you go on Portland and they're just like, yeah, just go to the left line. That's fine. Right one's good.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Probably because no one goes to Portland, man. They don't have a whole lot of traffic over there.
If that's okay. Like they're so polite. They're like, yeah, your bag was like flagged. We have to kind of search that if that's okay with you. Like, yeah, okay, go ahead. Why are you asking me?
Everyone is very angry. Well, this was a hell of a tangent. We should make this a podcast.
Yeah, we should. I was even thinking like, and then we could just like get into politics. It'd be so great.
Oh my gosh.
We can talk about Mike Johnson and the dumbass shit he said to all the students.
No, don't give me started.
No. We can do that in our own heads, which I'm doing right now. So let's get back on task here. We have a movie. It's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
It's such a good movie. PM chose it. PM, you want to tell? Okay. You want to tell the people what movie you chose?
Wait. I thought we were going to explain it with one line.
I guess. But like, this is the name of the movie, and then we're all going to describe it.
Yeah. Yes. It is one of the greatest disaster films ever made, and that is 2012.
Yeah, we'll
cult classic.
We'll figure that out through the show. So we have a new. I don't even know if this is named, but we have a new segment we would like to do before we get into the Letterboxd reviews, and that is all of us are going to try to describe the video in one, or the video. Did I say video? YouTuber here. Describe the movie in one sentence, and you can use, obviously there's no rules outside of that. Just assume people know movies, and you can use whatever you want. So one sentence to describe the movie 2012. PM, you're going to lead us off because it's your favorite movie in the planet.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I did it more of an explanation than a describe. Okay. But I said a deadbeat author who drives a limo for a Russian oligarch that saves many lives in a global disaster, rekindles relationships with his kids, and steals his ex-wife back from a man who makes money off plastic surgery.
Wow.
That's, We don't even need to do the pod. I got it.
Nope. Boom.
That's really good.
That was good. I would fully understand what you mean. Yeah. Paul, do you have one?
Yeah. I can't remember how to pronounce his first name. Chiwetel?
Yeah. I think that's how you say it.
Chiwetel Ejiofor saves the world despite John Cusack. That's all I got. I think we all know who the real main character is here.
Okay.
Not John Cusack.
It's Woody Harrelson.
John Cusack. John Cusack's his way out of dying of some impossible national disasters while Carl Weathers is there.
he's just around.
Like what?
A more useless role.
And Danny Glover is the president.
I meant to say Danny Glover. I cannot believe that I just said did I just say Carl Weathers?
You did.
This is not Star Trek, bro. This is Danny Glover.
It's Danny Glover,
dude. Danny Glover taller. Is there.
Yep.
He does have some great quotes, but he is literally, that is all he is a speech, a walking speech. So we'll get into this. But yeah, John Cusack is an action hero. Don't know why. Don't know why they didn't do it more after this.
I think we all know.
Jesus, whatever happened to John? We'll figure this out. Let's get into Letterboxd reviews, which I have two. Actually, I have a couple here, and I didn't actually put them in the form because I want them to be secret, and also I didn't want to do screenshots and have to go find them on my computer because it's a pain in the ass every week.
All right.
So here's the most popular reviews from Letterboxd on 2012. The top one is from Mary Conti. It is, so now this film's existence is just awkward.
It really is. It really is. I feel like we need to give a backstory on why this film is named 2012.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. We'll give you a breakdown here in a moment. We'll let you do it, 2 p.m. because I think that's part of the reason you love it so much. If something like this really, this is from Matt Lynch. If something like this really happens, I hope to God it happen. It takes less than 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I forgot how long that movie was.
It's very long for three, basically long. 3 of the same scene back to back to back. They're just very long. Like I was like, that's each act was just the same thing. But the last one is Josh Lewis. He says, "Can't believe it's been 10 years already since all this happened. Never forget."
Never forget.
Never forget.
Oh, so dumb. So dumb. That's them. That's our Letterboxd reviews.
Nicely done. Very good.
Thank you so much.
You did so great. Problem. I didn't see a single mouse captured in the screenshot because you didn't post them.
Not one pointer. Hey, it's just how my brain's like, here, this is what I want. And so I put the mouse there and then
the mouse where
that's how I aim.
Okay. I wish we could show the chat. I mean the listeners. Anyway. Industry stats. PM?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just take it.
Yeah, you take it, buddy.
It's your movie.
It's your movie,
Yeah, so the greatest movie in the 2000s came out on November 13th, 2009. Directed by Roland Emmerich, who does a lot of these movies. Like, he does, I don't know what his thing is with just trying to murder 1 million people in a movie, but that is his goal. Columbia Pictures, it was the budget of approximately $200 million, which is how much of an Emperor's New Groove?
2.
That's two Emperor's New Grooves.
Remarkable. Exactly. Somehow this movie was profitable. At 770 million. Yeah, like blew it out of the water. Yeah. And there's a reason for that.
$500 million.
There is a reason for that. So it's a science fiction disaster film, and I'll just go ahead and explain why there is a reason for that, and that's because the craze of 2012. On December 21st, 2012, something about the Mayan calendar was supposed to end, and all of humanity was going to end. Right? That it was basically Y2K all over again.
Yeah.
So that's all anybody would talk about for like years leading up to it. Right? It was like every single Reddit conspiracy theory. There was whole things on YouTube about it, and so Roland in his genius mind just decided to make a movie out of it. And it just captured what people wanted to see. So he capitalized on it and did a damn good job with it. And it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Yep. Great.
I say it's great because this was the movie that me, my dad, and my brothers just yearly rewatch out of nowhere.
What?
We'll meet up and we're just like, hey, just 2012. They're like, yeah, perfect, throw it on, and we just watch it like every year. It's like the movie we watch.
Your whole family?
Yeah. Yes. It's a very weird thing, but we just watched 2012 over and over and over again. It was the first. I can't remember what the technology was. It's not Blu-ray, but it was some sort of like refresh rate or frame rate something. Called? But like it was the first movie I saw with this, and I was like, "Whoa, wait! Like, how? Like, why does it look like this?" And it was like, yeah, it took a while for my eyes to adjust to it. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a term for it. But this was the first one that I watched with it.
Okay, it's just like a high refresh rate, maybe.
Yeah, it was something that they introduced, and it was really cool at the time. But no, I rewatched this movie annually with my family for no reason other than it's just 2012.
That's remarkable.
What? Mm-hmm. Okay, so where did you see it first? Is there something like? Do you see it in theaters? You probably did, right?
So we saw it in theaters, and then my dad. I mean, I guess maybe he was going through the divorced phase where he was trying to connect with the kids, right? And so I think we just kept rewatching it, and it just turned into like an inside joke. Where we just kept rewatching it over and over and over again because he had a Blu-ray player and he was in love with that thing and he had 2012 on Blu-ray. So
that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Wow, that's okay. Blu-ray. So I mean, you kind of it's wrapped up with some positive memories there with your dad and your brothers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that's cool. Okay, sure. I respect that.
I'm glad that my family did not choose 2012 as their movie.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm glad my family isn't using that.
My dad's like, you want to watch Blazing Saddles? I'm like, dude.
Oh, yeah. Dad loves Blazing Saddles, for sure.
Gene Wilder is.
I mean, he's fantastic in that. When I told Tirza that we were going to watch 2012, her response to me was, is that the movie where they get stuck in a museum and it gets real cold? I'm like, no, that's one of the other disaster movies. That's not this one.
Tomorrow.
There you go. I was like, this one's
that's
the
got
one.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
Oh, does it?
That's another fantastic movie.
And Dennis Quaid.
Jake said my name. Yeah, that's wild. Okay. No big deal. Well,
another good one, by the way, sneaky good one is Moonfall.
It isn't. What? Wait, what one?
Moonfall. Moonfall is another one he did. It came out 2 years ago.
Moonfall? He made Moonfall?
He made Moonfall. He
didn't.
God awful. And basically the moon is like ran by like this intelligent, like it's stupid. It's stupid. Maybe we have to watch it. It's stupid.
It's stupid. We got to watch it. Maybe we could throw
Is that Halle
it on.
Berry? Halle Berry's in it?
Moonfall? Isn't the main character Sam from Game of Thrones?
No, it's
Josh Gad?
No, it's
oh yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
Dude.
Yeah, he's a handsome man.
Patrick Wilson.
Oh, Patrick Wilson from I just watched Aquaman with him in it.
Oh my god.
That movie's awful too. Awful. The new one? Oh my god.
All right, let's get into this hot garbage.
Speaking of the opposite of awful movies, 2012.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of that,
not even close.
2012. John Cusack, Jackson Curtis, Amanda Pete, Kate Curtis, even though they are divorced, aren't they? Or they're divorced. Yet she still has his last name.
Foreshadowing. That's all I'm saying.
Chiwetel is great. I love everything he's in. I think he's awesome. I think he's a great actor. I don't know why he's not in more stuff. Well, he kind of is in a lot of stuff, actually, especially around.
I hope he isn't dead because that's our MO. We were like, man, I don't know why that person isn't in more stuff, and they're dead.
Yeah. Actually, I should probably look that up. There was a run of younger actors dying for a while there, right?
Hey, he's alive.
So okay, thank God. Never mind. Yep. Why is he not in more stuff? He's probably like behind the camera or something. That's a lot of times what happened. We have Oliver Platt. Haven't seen him in much stuff lately, but he's Carl Anheuser. I love that his name's Anheuser.
Oh,
smart.
Yeah.
The evil dude in the government is the last name Anheuser. Thomas Wilson is Danny Glover. Thomas Wilson, the most president name. Couldn't come up with anything else, huh?
Nope.
And then we had Woody Harrelson's randomly a conspiracy theorist out in the woods. He is Charlie Frost, which his name I saw this in the anecdotes. His name's is a nod to how conspiracy theorists are treated in mainstream media, like chilly. People are like not nice to them. I'm like, that's not a nod.
That's not a nod to anything.
There's no way
that's
probably not true, but if it is, that's stupid.
That's dumb.
That's a stupid thing if you're a director and a writer to even think about. Who cares?
Yeah,
I don't know. Stupid, and I hate it. All right, let's pop into our categories. All
right,
I want you guys to guess the Rotten Tomatoes and stuff on this stuff because we're so used to getting like in the 80s and 90s, and this one, surprise, is not. So
what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So who wants to go first? Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, in the letterbox. That is out of 100, out of 10, and out of 5. Got it before you can ask.
I'll hop in there.
Right.
Let's see. Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to give this one 54. IMDb is going to be a 5 out of 10. Letterbox is going to be a 2-1. 2-2. 2-2 out of 5.
I'm gonna go 50% Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 5 out of 10 for IMDb too. I think there's a divide between those who are just like this is awful and those that are just like, dude, this is so fucking sick. Like there's no in between, right? There's no in between this. And then Letterboxd, I'll just go with 2.5 out of 5. I just think it's in the middle of everything.
Wow. Want to just take my scores? All right, cool.
Well, it's pretty good guesses.
It's a strategy. It is a strategy. Rotten Tomatoes was 39 from critics, 47 from audience.
Goodness.
So critics were like, yes. And I actually read some of these. Most critics were like, it is like it does what it's supposed to be. Okay, like that's pretty much all I say.
Yeah.
I went thinking that there's no way this is going to be like a really well written movie. It wasn't, and then they're like, but they escape from some pretty crazy stuff and some pretty crazy planes. Every time. Except for that time when they escaped in a boat. Okay. IMDb is 5.8, which is better than I thought it would be.
That is
and then
better than 5.
Letterboxd was 2.4.
Oh, okay.
So,
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is generous for Letterboxd. I thought it was going to be a sub.
That is very generous.
But,
well, I think a lot of the people who watch it, because Letterboxd is new, right? Newish, and I feel like the people who watch it now probably see more of a comedic value in it than they do like any kind of like shock factor of the animations.
It's not a disaster movie for them.
Yeah. No. It's like
that's your point.
Oh my god, they really came out with this. That's so funny type of movie.
It also came out 3 years before 2012 happened. So like it's not like it was after, you know?
Yeah.
So they were really riding on that. Dude, it made over $500 million. That's crazy in profit. That's insane.
Over $700 million. Yeah.
Well, it may over, but like I'm just saying, even after the cost of the movie, it was like $550.
Oh yeah, true.
Which is nuts. So all right, yeah. Well, how about a Vivian? The opening was was.
I mean,
bad.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry,
you can start us off. But I agree.
The opening is
has one of my favorite scenes. It opens. It has one of my favorite scenes in it. I love it.
It opens like every freaking, disaster movie ever opens. It's exhausting, and I hated it. Overly dramatic scene from President Thomas Wilson. Your English is good enough, Mr. Russian president, which also yikes. And Ejiofor's character meets some random dude in Bali or wherever he was, India, and goes into like the depths for where he has this scientific this man doesn't have funding. This guy in India doesn't have funding. We have to go to the edge. Like only he knows about him. Where's he getting the money to do this work? It was crazy. Anyway, I thought it was so stupid. It's like, you're gonna make that thing I like? Oh yeah, no problem. I hated it. 2 out of 10.
Yeah, it's not a Vivian.
No, it's not.
Honestly, though, I thinking about how can we visualize what's happening, because they're like the Earth is heating up from the inside, and like how can we show this? So, like, let's show some water boiling.
Water boiling, dude.
And I'm like, I still don't know what's. So like a solar flare came and nobody saw it.
Yeah, like, only this dude in India saw it.
He didn't even have a telescope. You know what I mean? I was like, how do you even know, dude?
Because he's got boiling water in his basement.
But they're like, it's really hot down here. I'm like, yeah, well, you're down in the earth. It gets very hot down there.
Yeah.
But they're like, but not this hot.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I give it a 1.
You guys aren't even getting to the best part of this opening scene.
All right, yeah.
Please lead us there.
The best part of this opening scene is you have this scientist that is sweating his ass off, sees disaster is coming, somehow hops on an immediate flight to Washington, D.C., which is probably like a 16-hour flight, right? Hasn't slept a bit, hasn't changed, hasn't even showered, puts a suit jacket on, right? Doesn't even like bother to change. Goes up to some random guy in Congress, never met him before, and just goes, hey, by the way, the world's ending. And the guy in Congress goes, oh shit, we need to handle this. And he walks away with him. Like no vetting, no like, hey, like let me put this in some of, like, he looks at papers and he goes, oh shit, and like he go like, okay,
he just
like, we're
looks
just
at
now
papers.
believing this guy.
Yep. And I forgot that's all the opening. So much happens, and they're like, boom, 2012. I was like, that's the opening. I've been watching for half an hour.
One of my favorite scenes when it just like, my dad would always turn and he just goes, why the fuck would you listen to that guy? Like, would you ever listen to someone that just handed you papers and said the world is ending? You'd be like, dude, what are you doing? Right?
If Chiwetel Ford handed me papers, I'd listen to him.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have a second source either? Like, how about anyone else?
Anyone.
Also, what's your name? Also, you've had, he's like, I have been traveling for 20 hours. I'm like, throw some water in your face. You just had no, he's just sitting on the plane, toe tapping, like, oh my God, I'm so nervous.
Exactly.
Like, email?
Yeah. No, not in 2012, 2009. No, there's no time.
No,
there's no.
How dare you?
You're right. There's no internet
on the plane. Kidding me? Yeah, I don't understand how the full might of the United States government and all the scientists didn't see the solar flare that this guy in India saw in his basement. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
it was the deepest copper mine in the world at one point. Okay, I remember that
at one point.
That stuck to me. And then they shut it down, probably because lack of funding. I don't know.
Yeah, because the water got too boily.
PM, so what do you give it, though? Like, what's your score?
Man, because technically speaking, it does play into what ends up happening. So it is pretty spot on, but it was so corny. Like the rain in the beginning, it's just like this global warming disaster scene, right? Like, I don't know. I'll probably give it a 5 out of Vivian. I think you got the point that shit was about to go down.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they did communicate that really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was communicated. Yes. The water was boiling. So what else am I supposed to think? It's the only thing it could be. Oh God. Ensign Tack Isengard. Okay. Which one's the best scene? Which escape is the best escape? PM, you're gonna lead us off this time.
Yeah, so I think one of my favorites was the small little play with the California governor that's supposed to be Arnold, right? Like it's a clear Arnold fake.
Yeah.
Oh
right?
my gosh. Yes.
And he basically says like, "Don't panic, like don't." And then it just everything erupts, right? And just
and
like
then he dies immediately.
Yeah, it's so like he just gets hit with a thing and it's over, right? I definitely love that entire scene of like somehow a limousine is able to drive through falling buildings, not scratch up the car too bad, and make it out just okay to an airport where they can get out in time.
All 4 wheels, all intact.
All 4 wheels, by the way.
Yep. Best tires.
I don't know how that isn't the best scene, but I will say the Woody Harrelson stuff is just incredible. Just like him staring at the explosion at Yosemite is great. I love that one too. And then the funniest scene that my dad always like he always called this out was when Adrian and John Cusack's character Jackson first meet each other, right? And he was like, "Oh, you're Jackson the author?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, I read all your books." My dad goes, "Of course he fucking does." Like, there's a deadbeat author has sold nothing and is about to just have no more career, but the one guy who reads it is a guy who's going to save his entire family. Like it's so funny, but they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, that's how you drive the plot. That's right.
Love it,
dude. And no, that guy's brilliant. He's like, "Oh, you're a terrible writer." And he's like, "Smart people do not read terrible writing."
Oh. But one of them that did just pop up, like visually speaking, one that I did love was the flood. The big flood that hit the oh my God, what is it? The monks.
What?
Yeah.
If you remember that one, it like they were sitting in the mountains the Alps. And all of this water came over, and the monks just go up and he like dings a bell and like he knows it's over, right?
Yeah.
And like that's it. But yeah, one of like every scene, every good scene was not about the acting. It wasn't about any of that. It was just like how visually stunning can we make this?
Yeah.
Like,
it was the effects.
And that's why I appreciated it.
I feel you.
I mean, the effects were good. You're right though. He is always in a like slow lumbering vehicle that has no problem dealing with what it's dealing with.
Yeah.
Like he was in the RV running from an avalanche or from a mushroom cloud from a volcano. And he's like, "Nah, we're just going to keep getting overcome by it. And then we're going to come out the end because we're going for 31 miles an hour. Like what's happening?"
Yeah.
And then they get in the plane. And the guy who's flown twice or something, he has like 2 lessons, and he's flying a prop plane. Also, prop planes are slow as shit.
No, not this one.
Not this one.
This one had a spoon engine in it.
And then they're like, "Oh, we got to go to China." So like, we got to go to another airport that still hasn't been hit by anything yet.
What a nice reference for the Fast and the Furious.
Good point.
That's
you understand, dude. Hector put a spoon engine in that plane, dude.
Hector put a spoon engine in it.
It's got a spoon engine. He's got a spoon engine. I'm not a cop. It's spoon engines. I'm not a cop. Oh, stupid.
I'm dying.
I'm going to go best scene.
Yeah, you go for
it. It's maybe not a scene. It's maybe not a scene per se, but basically when they're trying to get on the ship and sneak on, right?
Yeah.
And they do the big impassioned speech.
And
They're like, "Hey, we're going to let everyone in, even though everyone almost died trying to get on the thing when it closed." And they're like, we're just going to open it again. Cool. Awesome. That would have been great to do 5 minutes ago. Also, why are they cutting it so close?
Yeah.
Like, I know we have 10 minutes, but like, we can get 1,000 people on here in 10 minutes. No, you fucking can't. There's no way. They'll just kill each other trying to get on, panicking. But when what's his name, which I don't even know his name because he pisses me off so much, the stepdad or the boyfriend.
What's his name? Gordon.
Yeah, when Gordon goes down into the gears, I was all about it.
Yeah.
I was like, see ya, idiot.
That
the
was
kid's
the
like,
most
Gordon's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Except for that one time when he said that quote at the beginning of the movie. I'm like, he's not a good dude at all. He's a piece of, he sucks.
Yeah.
Why does anyone like him? She still has your last name, bro. She's not committed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, when he died, I was like, hell yeah, best scene of the movie.
Dude, when he died, it even looked like John Cusack was like, yeah, that needs to happen. He was like, no, yeah, no, you gotta die, bud. Yeah.
I'm totally getting back together with her at the end of the movie.
Exactly. Oh man, if only this guy was dead.
I also love the scene of like the fatherly urge to like disobey felony, like, restricted areas, right? Like, you can't go into this government area because the government says don't do it. And you're like, oh, whatever. It's just a fence. Let's go camp here. Right. And then he gets in trouble and he gets arrested. And that's how he meets Adrian. But like a total dad move to be like, oh, it's just a sign, like, whatever. Kind of thing,
exactly.
Right?
The kids are like, Dad, it says like hazard. Like it's marked off. Yeah, I can see a dad do it. That's a very dad thing to do. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, this isn't just a shrug. You probably shouldn't come in here. Like, that's not the vibe.
Yeah.
Something going on. But he's like, but I've been in there before, so I know it's fine.
Oh, okay. Like 20 years ago.
Which is funny. And then they go out there, right? And then they just leave again. Like, so.
Nothing happens.
They just discover Woody. He leaves his kids to go talk to him for a bit. And then they're like, oh, something's going on. So they go back and then they go back again. I don't know. I was like, this story is very convoluted, but also super straightforward. But you're right. It was like we need a 10-minute montage of just like barely escaping huge clouds 3 or 4 different times, and then have it be okay. But also, that's
the formula.
The science behind the movie either. And I know this isn't quite a scene, but they're like, oh, the poles just shifted and it's back to normal. I'm like, I wouldn't. That's not. Like every animal on the planet right now is freaking out because they don't know where they're going.
No. Don't think about it.
Yeah,
so like, no, we're just gonna go down to Africa.
That's your problem, Trevor.
That's America now. We're gonna go there.
You're thinking about it. Oh, I have comments about that. You just don't even.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Don't even. Don't think about it. All right, I'm gonna go with my instant attack. Isengard, 2 categories. All right. Most tense scene. It's just because it's stupid. Is the first, second? I can't remember. They're in a plane so much. It's when they're trying to fly away from the exploding volcano, and what's his name? John Cusack goes down into the ravine. He's dead, dude. I'm flying away. Like he's gone. I'm not. No. And the kid is like, we're waiting. Like, shut the hell up, Timmy. Like, we're not waiting. There's an exploding volcano behind there. Your dad would want you to go. But they just wait. And that made it tense for me. I was just like, just go. I just want you to go. Like, I'm not like, oh, I hope John Cusack makes it. I'm like, I want the plane to leave. I'm the opposite. They made it tense, but for the wrong reason.
Yeah. Not only that, they're like, we're going to wait. And she's like, I'm going to wait outside.
Oh my gosh, get in the damn
plane. I'm going to wait out. I'm going to stand outside as I wait.
It was tense because it was frustrating. It was like, oh my gosh.
Like no human being would do any of those things.
None of those things.
Yes.
No. Funniest moment. I have 2 funniest moments. One of the funniest moments is easy. It's when the Russian dad throws his kids up onto the ship. They tried to make it dramatic, but it was the long, drawn out Russian yell. In Russian somehow. They got him to yell in a Russian accent, which is wild. So that was hilarious. And the other one is when they're camping and John Cusack and his kid, and he calls him Jackson or whatever, and he says something, I can't remember what the kid says to him, something hurtful. And John Cusack's like, it hurts my feelings when you say things like that.
Like it's John Cusack. So you're still being sarcastic.
He's being sarcastic, but then also at the same time, me and Tears are both like, wow, can you imagine communication like that with a father and son in 2009? Like, I don't think that existed. just saying like what you just did hurt my feelings. Like it's not the kind of emotional vulnerability I expected from deadbeat dad John Cusack.
He's like, "Shut up, you little idiot." That's what he
exactly.
would say.
I laughed.
It's so funny. They're like, "He's such a bad dad." I'm like, he seems like a pretty good dad, like the whole time.
He does seem actually like a good dad. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He wrote a book for like a year.
He just basically just annoyed the shit out of you guys, didn't he? He did. I could see that, but I was like, so far he's been sacrificing quite a bit for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Those are my Encetek Isengard. It feels wrong even calling this that, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there wasn't. It's funny. We didn't watch the movie that long ago, and I'm like, I'm having trouble isolating specific.
It's because it's all disaster
moment, like the whole time.
They're all. Well, the thing is that it rhymes, so each disaster section is the same thing 3 different times.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True, and how Anheuser's like, hey, my last name is after that, the biggest beer company in the world, and I'm also a greedy, horrible capitalist person.
Yeah. I'm a dick.
Not lost on anybody. We're going to sacrifice everyone but ourselves. And also, I just really quick want to point out the random side stories that just did nothing.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Like the dad's on the cruise ship.
Yep. Also, a great scene, by the way, when he calls the dad's like, you know what? I've been 60 years sober. Fuck it. I'm drinking this entire bottle of scotch. Like, right. Like he's like, whatever. Right. And then the whole thing flips over. But yeah, very, very random that. And then the Asian family.
Yeah, that was weird.
I mean, other than just picking him up on the route, which I guess technically speaking, like the reason why they tied it in was because that was going to be his into
it was
the
a plot device.
Of the ship.
It only served to advance the main character. Yeah, it did nothing else. Yes.
But yeah,
which
a lot of those.
Which means, and they also showed their story a little bit too much if that's what they were going to do. Like they had like 3 scenes each. They could just give them 1 scene and we'd be like, oh, they ran into him. That we know that person. Okay, cool. Like that's it. But I'm like, are you developing this or what? They're just like, oh, I'm sad. Oh, we're gonna die, and then they did. And you're like, okay, so how's John Cusack doing? Like that's all it is. Gordon did exactly what we wanted him to do, though, so that's good. We got that. That was nice. All right, well, let's talk about some quotes. I have a great one. I have one. There's a bunch here. They're all stupid.
You're skipping
but
over the
great.
favorite characters.
Oh, we have. Oh, sorry. I did skip favorite characters. Favorite characters first. My favorite character is the little Russian kid.
That is a good one.
Who is a very good one. The biggest asshole on the planet until the end. Then he's like, actually, I'm a really nice kid.
Yeah.
My dad was the asshole.
We can share this. Now that my dad's dead, I'm free to be nice. Yeah, no, that checks out.
Free to be nice.
Yep.
So I thought he did a great job.
That was very good. Very good. That was it. Just the one, huh? Just the one character?
I'm going with one. I'm dying on this hill.
Yeah.
I hated all these characters, guys. I fucking hate them.
My favorite character is Charlie Frost, Woody Harrelson's conspiracy theorist. Yeah. At least he knew what he wanted, you know?
Yeah.
He's the only one that had any sense of grounding. He was like, I know what I want. No, I know what I'm about. I'm a small business owner. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, you think Woody Harrelson at the end of the movie was like, I put in fake teeth for this shit. What am I doing?
You probably dude, the budget was $200 million. The man got a bag.
That's a good point.
For this movie, I'm sure he was fine.
Who's headlining? John Cusack, huge at the time. So it's like, this could be great. And then you watch it, well, I got paid. So,
oh, yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna go with Adrian. I think he was probably my favorite character in it, just because I like how they developed his character. It just was his speeches were great. Like it felt like he was actually trying to act in the movie. So I really appreciate that. But I will say a quick underrated one was the 2 dads on the cruise ship. I don't know why, but I think my dad being a jazz musician for pretty much his entire life, I envision the white dad. I'm forgetting his name, but the white dad being my dad, if that makes sense. in like an older age kind of thing. So like I just loved them because they were just two buddies on a random cruise ship with a bunch of old ladies having a good time because they're in their sunset years, right? And then, you know, the world's gonna end and they just have a drink to end it kind of thing. So those two for sure. No character development, nothing at all. They just wanted to slay on a cruise ship and just drink. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Slay.
Slay.
It was perfect.
Yeah. No, I agree. I kind of saw my dad and the other guy, so that kind of makes sense.
Or how no one has brought up the dumbass Russian pilot. Sasha.
Dude.
Right?
Yeah.
That's his name, Sasha. The super jacked Chad looking guy who's just like sleeping with the Russian oligarch's wife, and we all know it. And he's
with
like
the worst Russian accent I've ever heard in my life.
So funny. He was
What is he a bodyguard or he's just like a right hand man, like an assistant kind of?
Yeah,
right?
I thought he was a pilot.
Yeah. I mean, he is a pilot, but like he's just like, but he doesn't fly all the time. Oh no, he's their like private jet pilot, right?
Yeah, because they have like, of course, they have like a massive 737, right? Like, because they're rich.
Yeah.
So
actually goes into my favorite quote of the whole movie.
Oh, okay. Let's go into it.
Are we into favorite quotes?
Yeah.
Can we go into favorite quotes?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, I got to clear my throat. I'm on mute. I'm back. My favorite quote comes from Sasha. While he's flying the plane, he says, "Lift your big ass for Sasha." Best quote. Best quote of the movie.
That's up there. That's up there in Russian quotes with "If he dies, he dies."
Yeah. Lift your big ass for Sasha.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, it was so good.
And then he just like, "I'll sacrifice myself," and I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah. Go.
Screw these people, man.
Yeah. Yep.
That reminds me of one of the quotes that I love, where they're flying, right, and like everything is changing, and I think it was Yuri goes up to Sasha, and he's like, "What is that?" And he's like, "Hawaii," and he goes, "Not good. That is not good." And then like he walks away. And
he says that is not good so many times. That is not good. Thank you.
I love that one.
Have you guys seen the movie? I don't know. Have you seen? It's actually another Woody Harrelson movie. Triangle of Sadness.
No,
do you know what I'm talking about though?
Yes, I think my wife watched it recently.
It's actually really good. It's kind of a dark comedy drama about like a cruise ship and it's super rich people on it, and then like
it was nominated.
Oh
yeah, I got nominated for some stuff, and but there's like a scene in it, not to really spoil, but like a bunch of it like they're taken over by pirates or something, and it's just a bunch of rich people that aren't used to having to like anyone like everyone doing what they want. Everybody, it's like wildly rich, and he's like, "Can you clean the sails?" She's like, "There is no sails," like stuff like that. Like there's a Russian oligarch in there, and his wife passes away, and he's like holding her body, but she's like covered in like jewels and rings, and he's like crying and holding her and like slowly taking all of her jewelry off, putting it in his pockets. And that's what honestly, it might be the same actor. I think it might be. So that's, I think that's why but it's just like reminds me, it's like the same guy, the same like type of character. And it's just, I remember watching that, like, this is really funny and like really sad at the exact same time.
That's very funny.
Anyway, sorry for that side. Here's my favorite quote, and it's from Gordon. When he said, "Honey, women usually pay me to touch them, and you get it for free." Are you shitting me? That guy he's gone now. Like, I'm like,
the last line of sexism existed in this movie. It all went away after this.
Oh my god!
Because he's a plastic surgeon, and then the kid's like, "Dad, Jackson, you should give Gordon a chance. He's a nice guy." I'm like, "No, he's not. He's not. He sucks."
Yeah, like they couldn't decide in this movie if they wanted to make Gordon a dick or not. They like, because they keep saying things like he's a good guy, and it's like, you just give us all the clues that he sucks. Like, the whole touching women for free. I mean, he says, like, do you want let's make a baby, or like
in the supermarket.
Like that. Yeah, just Yeah,
and very and very on brand. You notice how the split happens between them.
Yeah, I did notice that, Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed. It was, yeah.
Yes,
wow.
That is
it almost got
writing.
by me. Tears had to point it out, and I was like, "Wow, honey, good job."
The physical.
They really hid that one, didn't they? I feel like something's coming between us. Giant crack. Boom. I hated it.
I got two.
Okay, you get it.
One
Go for it.
that I loved a lot, just because it was very sarcastic and dry. Was I think his name? Who's the government guy? The evil government guy?
Anheuser, whatever.
Anheuser, yes.
Yeah.
He says something like, "So you're telling me that the North Pole is somewhere in Wisconsin?" And the guy next to him goes, "No, that's actually the South Pole." And I'm just like, I don't know why, but I thought in the moment that was the funniest thing ever, because I'm just like, all this shit makes no sense. Like, everything's backwards. So like,
what if he turned and goes, "Who gives a shit?" What if he just did that? Like, it doesn't matter which one.
And then Adrian's speech, when he's basically like telling people to let up, open the gates. He said that everybody out there has died in vain. But what's the next part? If we start our future with an act of cruelty, basically saying like everyone that's died will have died for nothing if we start the way we did before. Or like the same way, by like not letting people have the opportunities. And so I thought that was a really nice like touch to it. I was like, oh, that's actually very powerful. If humanity were to reset like this, like there would be people that would look to find a ways to basically do the same thing over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity it's a clean slate, even though it's horrible and billions of people are going to die. We have an opportunity.
Very nice.
Just wipe them out, dude.
That's all we gotta do. Just wipe them out. Very Thanos. This is Thanos before Thanos was Thanos.
I mean, I get it now. You know what I mean? Imagine
Thanos
if the stones existed. You know, they'd have been fine.
Yeah.
They don't need solar flares for that. They could have just taken care of it.
Exactly.
What about best and worst performances? Because I think this is a great one for that. Because I think the best performances, I think we're right. I think Adrian was the best probably character. And the best played character with the best probably development, followed by probably Woody. But it's funny, those are the two actors too that are just probably the most skilled.
Yeah.
So and then the worst performance, I mean, there's some. Sasha's bad.
I feel like it's intentionally bad though.
Yeah,
it does feel.
I don't know if that's the acting. Gordon's isn't great either, but like he just has to act scared constantly. It's a little bit comic relief, even though John Cusack is being sarcastic for the entire goddamn 3 hours of the movie.
Yeah. Yes.
So, would it be weird if I was like, "Oh, the little Russian kid"?
No, I guess
no.
He's the best. He's my favorite character, and also the worst actor. I haven't seen anything else. So,
can I answer next? Because this is interesting.
Yeah, that's
Oleg.
Right.
Oh no, sorry, no. I'm just because. I think the worst actor was Zlatko Buric, who is the Russian oligarch, and he was in Triangle of Sadness. You're correct.
It is him. Okay,
it is him.
He's actually good. He's good in Triangle.
Well, he's trash in this. And Chiwetel Ejiofor is definitely the best performance. He's great.
Yeah,
Peter.
Chiwetel and Woody, top two. John Cusack,
Woody,
number one though.
Oh my gosh,
John guys! Cusack. It's this movie is John. I don't think you guys get this.
I don't think it's John Cusack raised his eyebrows the entire movie,
saving the world.
He didn't. He's just like, I'm John Cusack.
It's John Cusack.
I'm a bad writer. Oh,
saving a bunch of people.
Ooh, he didn't save anyone.
He did. He
saved his family. That is
a patriot. During that day,
he almost screwed all of civilization when he climbed through the freaking gears of the ship that was supposed to save everybody.
True.
You're not wrong about that, but he survived.
So they would have opened the doors for those people regardless.
Did he die?
Who die?
Did he die?
Despite
John Cusack,
best wishes.
No. So he did a good job.
Lived.
Yeah.
So survival is doing a good job?
Look, he took his ex-wife back from a terrible person. He saved his kids' relationships with himself. Dude, it has to be John Cusack.
Oh my gosh.
Number one.
John Cusack is a plague on this earth.
And I think one of the worst ones, and this is going to piss you off, Paul.
Oh boy.
And because you said you liked him, but I thought Danny Glover was terrible.
Oh really?
I just thought he was shallow. Like they just didn't give him anything.
Not because I think was bad in it, but because I just don't think they really did anything with him in it, like enough. He was just this soft-spoken president that was like kind of demanding and not really demanding, and then like he just died. And I'm just like, what was the point of him in this movie?
He was just good guy president, and
you could have just put anybody there.
That could be our times, but that's what they do for presidents.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I felt like
2009,
he could have done more.
Gotta make him black.
Yeah, we were feeling good about that.
Oh yeah, we were high on that.
Yeah, we were high on that in 2009. Things that changed.
That was a whole nother thing that we can get into because Paul, I know you mentioned the whole Africa thing because of course it's fitting that the end has to be at the quote unquote motherland, right?
Get the frick out of here with that.
But how every movie like this really wanted to capitalize on the African American president.
All right, we don't have a section for it. I just really
but go ahead
real quick on that. I mean, look, it's a movie. I'm not gonna get all upset about it. Whatever, it is what it is. However, I did find it. I forgot about a lot of this movie. At the end, when they're like, "We found land. Apparently, the entire plateau of Africa is raised however many feet and hasn't been touched at all. We're on our way there now." And I was like, Of course, Africa is untouched. You mean the place that has been just colonized for hundreds of years is the only place? Like everyone there is like, hey guys, like we made it. Everything's fine here. Oh wait, here comes 3 giant boats of some of the richest white people ever to come and take all of our resources and live here. Like, of course. They're like, hey, you guys got any room on this continent? You guys got any room? Maybe we can set up some shop here.
Oh so man, here.
Oh man, ooh, I love your hair. Can I touch it? It's so interesting. Like,
wow, look at that mountain range. It reminds me of the Rockies. Oh, it'd be a shame if a bunch of white people lived in them.
Hey, we're gonna actually probably develop a little neighborhood over here. You guys cool with that? If we just start building over here?
Just cut off a slice. And not only that, they're like, that now the biggest mountains are these mountains. I'm like, how do you know those? There was no mountain range, and now there's a mountain range.
Yeah.
And they also know the name of them already. I'm like, they've been named already?
They've been named. Yeah, I was just like, of course they're going to Africa. Yeah. Leave Africa alone. Leave them alone. You got South Africa. Just go there, I guess. That's it.
You would have thought someone would have sat him down and said, maybe having a boat full of white people colonize Africa might not be a good way to end this movie.
Yeah, maybe we don't have it end the way.
Yeah, they should have went with like, I don't know, like Greenland is now green for real.
Or just end with, and we're gonna find our next place. Just end with that. Don't even do a destination. Just end the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Just end it with like arcs? We found land and just have it be a mystery.
Yeah, aren't they supposed to be like, you're supposed to be able to live on them for a while. They're like, it's been 2 weeks and now the air is okay to breathe. I'm like,
the air was always okay to breathe.
The mega volcanoes explode like that. Like literally, that's how ice ages start.
Yes.
So they were like, there's going to be cloud cover. They were mentioning that in the Doomsday report, and they're like, oh no, actually no, we're good. Set to settle.
And they step outside, and it's this absolute gorgeous sunset outside, and you're just like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, it was all fine.
You also notice they're like, we took on thousands of extra people. We don't have that much room. And I'm like, you have plenty of room. Like, everyone's fine. No one seems cramped at all.
Yeah, you have a lot of room. Mm-hmm.
How'd they get food, though? I wonder if they're just eating MREs.
Each other.
We'll never know. Because according to this anecdote, he chose not to make a second one because he said that the story was well wrapped up in the first one. No shit.
What would you even call it? 2013? What?
2013.
What?
2020.
The solar flares are back.
Oh my gosh. 2020. It's been 8 years.
Like 2016. It's just a Donald Trump poster. Like, Okay.
Back in the boats.
Back in the boats.
Yeah, everyone get back in the boat.
Like, oh, God damn it. How'd this guy make it?
He was definitely one of the people on those boats. 100%.
Oh, he was definitely shoving people off as it closed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, he wasn't the Russian oligarch? I thought he was.
Yeah.
Same accent.
He certainly wants to be.
So, okay. So final rating. So what are we thinking? How are we feeling? What's the vibe? What's the vibe? Peter, you start us off and then we're going to get steadily worse.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going 8 out of 10. Like, come on.
Oh my!
You have to look at this movie for what it is.
Holistically.
Like you have to look at this and go, you know what? This is not a serious film. This is just something that they wanted to capitalize on to make a ton of money on, which they did. And they wanted to just show the fact that they can put all these graphics together with John Cusack as the star. And it was perfect in that sense, right? There's obvious flaws, which we have pointed out, and you know, that's totally fine. But if you look at it from the perspective of a true disaster movie, I don't know if there's too many that are better than this one.
All right. I do like a good disaster movie, but this really, maybe this was like
my heart hearing you say that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have global chaos, you have family conflict, you have, you know, all of these things going on. Like the reason why we all love Independence Day is the same reason why I love this one, right? Like it's a global conflict. There's Will Smith having problems with, you know, certain parts of his family. There's Jeff Goldblum as a character, right?
Yeah, but
like,
Will Smith punches an alien in the face.
No, I get that, but it's pretty
That's
much
awesome.
like another version of that.
One.
So,
yeah.
Randy Quaid also flies and says, "Boys, I'm back." So, like, come on. That, by the way, that's in July. We're watching that.
Oh, definitely.
1,000%. Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Swear to God, Paul.
Yeah. So here's where I'm at. I don't agree with you. Okay. I think this was a serious movie. I think that they were like, let's freaking nail this. Let's get John Cusack in here, height of his career. Let's get, you know, freaking Woody Harrelson. I mean, for the love of God, they had Danny Glover as the president. I mean, these people aren't cheap. They got very expensive actors for a very expensive movie. They spent 2 Emperor's New Grooves on it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very serious movie. So I understand that we meme it now, but back then they're like, this is going to be the shit. Also,
numbers speak for itself.
Just because something makes a lot of money doesn't make it good. Okay. I feel like we need to, you know what I mean? But also, as a sidebar, really quick, I'm going to give it a rating, but really quick, I want to point out that I don't know that I can, it's actually scaring me because some of my favorite movies are like quote unquote disaster movies. Armageddon, Deep Impact, i.e. I don't know if I can watch them because I actually had a hard time watching parts of this movie. Tears, I actually had to stop watching it. She like couldn't do it because of the so much death.
Yeah.
There's just an unbelievable amount, like people falling into open fissures, whole families getting wiped out for seemingly no reason other than just the glorification of special effects was actually kind of difficult. It was basically a horror film without the horror shock, without the gore. But I was just like, there are so many people dying and you hear them die. I was like, this is a lot. So that was like a lot for me, especially like the kid scenes, like the one where that dad on the ship, the white dad, does call eventually his son, and like the little girl answers, and then she died. I was like, I don't. It's tough. It's tough to swallow. That little girl's adorable, and they just like murdered her for spectacle. That was tough. Anyway, I digress.
Hey, at least we didn't see any dogs. You know,
that's true.
Though, if you did see a dog in the background, that dog died.
That dog's dead.
Yeah.
So that being said, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. I mean, this was. I'm giving it a
surprised.
It's a 3 because of the special effects. It's a 2 on the story and everything else alone. I mean, the special effects actually still hold up.
Yeah.
I think. But oh boy, was this a journey. And I don't know. I'm scared now because I want to watch Armageddon again, but I'm like, can I? Can I do it? I don't know. Deep Impact?
Yeah,
probably not.
Armageddon. I like Armageddon though because it's like them out away doing the mission.
True.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it actually doesn't affect Earth really at all. So I actually could
Which
watch
is awesome.
that.
That type of stuff. I like
that's
that kind
probably
of thing.
fine. You're right.
I like those kind of things. I actually did watch on the flight. Watch Cloverfield again.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It's actually not. It's solid. It's solid. Not bad. TJ. What's his name?
What? I don't know.
The guy from Silicon Valley.
TJ. By the way, I'm rewatching that. That's a fantastic show.
He's also in Ready Player One. He plays
TJ
Doom
Miller.
or whatever. TJ Miller. Yeah, he's the guy behind the
camera.
camera. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, though. Nothing explained. I wish it did, but that still pissed me off again. But I was like, but overall, pretty good. Anyway, sorry, I digress. I'm gonna give this a 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 2, and it's so interesting because it made $500 million in profit, and this would barely be a Netflix show now or Netflix movie. It'd be a shitty Netflix.
It was
release.
Exactly.
This wouldn't even go in theaters, which is crazy. So let me put this perspective. For that movie just made $550 million.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
No, I still haven't seen that.
Very good.
It's good. It's really good. It's great. They're not going to do a second one because it didn't make enough money.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sad.
And it's like objectively good.
Yeah, it was actually.
It's like really fun,
surprisingly good.
Like you go and you're
I'm
like,
part
this
of
is
the
going to
problem.
be kitschy and terrible, and you're like, oh my god, I'm having a great time right now.
Oh man,
Chris Pine gets to be Chris Pine, full-fledged Chris Pine.
And I love that.
He was born to do that, but it's good. It's good. Watch it. But like this movie makes that much money, and then that movie's not going to get another one. So
yeah,
sad. But
upsetting.
I'm just now realizing that Roland Emmerich has made all of our favorite disaster movies.
Did he make them all?
Roland Emmerich.
Armageddon 2?
Independence Day. He made Day After Tomorrow. He made the 1998 Godzilla, by the way.
That one. Yes. With John Cusack. Is it John Cusack
that
in
was
that?
made in 1988?
No, that's 1998, sorry.
Oh, 98.
That was Matthew Broderick.
Okay.
Oh, it is Matthew Broderick. Oh my god, that is Matthew Broderick.
Which is another one that we should watch too. That's a great film.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, John Cusack, Matthew Broderick. Oh,
but yeah, is Norm, not Norm, Jeff Goldblum in that too.
What a run. He did Independence Day, then Godzilla, and then Day After Tomorrow. Like, talk about 3 disaster movies that did really well.
Yeah, Day After. I mean, they were interesting. This one was the one that didn't have the interesting premise.
No,
like, Day After Tomorrow had an interesting premise. I liked that.
There was all this hype about this year, and they just needed to capitalize on it, honestly.
Yeah, they made up whatever disaster they wanted because there was no science behind it.
It wasn't very clear on what was going to happen. We just knew something bad was going to happen. So he had to kind of make it up. And then he just made up like all the stuff. All the stuff's going to go bad.
Yep.
The water, it's boiling. So all right, well, 2, 3, 8. That's a solid average 5.
Yep. Yeah, keep in mind that the 8 score over there also didn't like Lord of the Rings. Keep that in mind, listeners.
It goes back to what I originally said at the ranking, which is funny that you said it's a solid 5, because there's going to be one side of the population that goes, oh my god, this movie is incredible, and then the other side that just goes, even if this is trying to be something, it's still awful, right? And so then you meet at the middle. That's why I said 5 out of 10 for all of them, pretty much.
Well, so that's okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Smart. That's a good strategy. I'm going to put this out here before we go too. Any listener out there, if you guys want to go through all the episodes, or if you watch all the episodes, if you want to like write down all of our final ratings for everything, that'd be great. So we can put it in a little. I want to do it. Actually, I want to like get our what we've all rated everything the whole time, like the ones that have been regular. But that's going to take listening to the episodes again. So if anyone has a faster way to do that, I could probably just put them in an AI machine and be like, hey, what are the ratings everyone gave here?
Oh yeah, you probably could.
But yeah, that's something that I thought would be fun to have like in Discord, and we can have like a leaderboard or just like a reference to see like what our averages are, like what we tend to do, because I feel like we're all different in like big ways. So I don't know. I thought it'd be fun. That's a little project. If you've done it, or if you have an idea how to do it, put it in the Discord. If you don't, Well, then I guess I'm going to do it. Anyway, all right. We're going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Make It in Action podcast. Make sure you leave a review and a 5-star rating wherever you listen. We are everywhere. iHeartRadio now, Audacity, Samsung, Audible. I just signed it. We're on Audible now.
Hey,
so check those out. We should be anywhere you listen. So obviously, if you're listening now, you're listening somewhere. But if you want to listen somewhere else, you can probably listen there too. All right. Thank you so much. We will see you next week when we do a different movie. We'll see you later, and hopefully we can do that when PM or Peter or Pete is on vacation. We'll see if we can do this. All right. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.